regarding the useful function of olive oil regarding health on behalf of the of content like polyphenol, tocopherol, and other substances which are good for the body, I would recommend to use olive oil as a all-over fat. For example, using it like a medicine, you can take it with a spoon in the morning, but you can also use it for all dishes when you're preparing a meal. For example, we have such a wide range of different aromatic sensations depending on the variety and the descent of the olives, that we can use it for starting with the hors d'oeuvre up to the dessert, so that we can have olive oil as a companion all over the day and all over our life. And just to say a few words about the amount a human being should consume, I have, for example, let's have a look at Greek people. They are, especially from Crete, they are famous for becoming very old, and that's on behalf of the Mediterranean diet, which means an enormous amount of olive oil in every dish, combined with fruit, vegetables, and only very little portion of meal, more fish, for example. So the Greek people, for me, are a living example for the useful function of olive oil, also in very huge, impressive amounts.
How much?
It's about, last figures from the olive oil times say it's about 18 liters a year. In comparison, in Germany, a German consumes about 0.7 liter a year. Fatty acid, which is a substance which becomes solid when it's not heated. Which is better, coconut oil or olive oil? Regarding olive oil as a substance which also is very tasty and which got an enormous range of different tastes, in comparison to coconut oil, which is just it's almost neutral in its taste. You can use olive oil besides its useful function as a kind of medicine. You can use it as a spice in your kitchen, which you cannot do with coconut oil. Olive oil is also good for the heart because of its non-saturated fatty acids.
So polyphenols are essentially nature's antioxidant. They're found in most green-based plants, and they're responsible for the antioxidant properties in flowers and help with how oxygen is created in plants. In olive oil, polyphenols are very particular. It's a very particular thing. They're mostly oleocanthal, hydroxytyrosol, oleacin, lextroside, and a number of other ones. There's approximately 2,000 of them. In olive oil, which is what we're really doing here, when we have, and what really they're good for is, as the claim really says, it protects blood lipids, which is essentially another word for cholesterol, from oxidative stress, which is essentially what most people know as antioxidants. So when we eat a lot of fat in our body, and mostly butter, margarine, and these types of fats, they have a lot of polyunsaturated fats. This creates a bad balance between the HDL and LDL cholesterol. What polyphenols do is help reduce the polyunsaturated fats, and then they help reduce the oxidation of those polyunsaturated fats. So it's a twofold thing. Firstly, we're reducing the polyunsaturated fats in our diet. We're increasing the monounsaturated fats, which are harder to break down. And then the polyphenols are helping reduce the rate of breaking down of the plaque in our blood. And that plaque is essentially it's what gathers on the turnings of arteries and what essentially causes heart attacks in our heart and strokes in our brain. So essentially what we're doing with olive oil polyphenols and their consumption is really trying to reduce the risk of heart attacks and strokes. So on average, most olive oils have a polyphenol count of around 100 to 300. There's research from the University of California to back this kind of research up. Our highest polyphenol olive oil is over 3,000 milligrams per kilogram, which is 10 times higher than what people are used to. So it's really something special. However, it does create the more spicy, more bitter, more pungent, and more full flavors that we have in olive oil. So we are really the Greek olive estate. We produce our olive oil in the Peloponnese, in the mountainous region of the Peloponnese near the Alphios River. People might know it a bit more from the movie 300 and Sparta. That's the kind of area we're in. It's a really natural habitat, and that's kind of what we do.